I start this video, I have a quick infomercial. Ready, set, hey guys, do you guys want some free playmats that I personally customize myself? Like these playmats over here? All you guys gotta do is subscribe to my second channel called SamHamTV to enter into this contest. Type in the search bar, SamHamTV, hit the subscribe button and find the latest video. It should be called Welcome to SamHamTV. Then like that video and comment anything on that video, and that's how you guys can be entered into the contest. That's it. Well anyways, I'm interfering with the video. So, what is going on YouTube? This is Sam from Team Samurai X1 here, and today I'm coming at you with my updated 6 Samurai deck profile for the April 11, 2016 format, and this is the most requested deck profile for me to do, and finally, here it is guys. I told you guys it was coming. I just need to make like, the best list possible for me to showcase you guys, and I actually been playtesting this particular build for quite some time now, and it's have given me such an amazing results in this deck, and I'm super excited to showcase you guys this deck profile because I'm playing some spicy techs in the deck to compete with the new meta. So I just really hope you guys enjoy this deck profile. And of course, as I progress to the deck profile, I'll be explaining to you guys my main deck options, my side deck options, and especially my extra deck options as well. So I really hope you guys stay tuned for that. But for those of you who actually do not want to watch the entire deck profile, I completely understand. Just stop the video, pause the video, don't listen to me, close the video, and just go to the description box below and check it out because the deck list of this deck is there for you guys just to copy and play test it out yourselves. So without further ado, let's get started with this deck profile. The monsters in this deck are basically really self-explanatory, but I'll explain to you guys their functionality of the deck and how they have synergy in the deck as well. And guys, by the way, if you guys love 6 Samurai playmats like this, or you guys love winning free playmats, my contest is still up and going, so you guys can have a chance to win one of these amazing 6 Samurai playmats. I also have an E-Dragon playmat, and I also have a Dark Magician playmat as well. So make sure you guys join the contest. It's absolutely free, and 6 to 7 of you guys will have a chance to win one of these playmats. So without further ado, let's get started with the monsters. And these playmats, guys, as I said before, is my own customized playmat, so I made these myself. So I just really hope you guys enjoy them. So let's start off with the monsters. The monsters are really basic, and this is what you want to play. Of course, start off with the monsters. You want to play triple kagemusha of the 6 Samurai. This card is very standard. He's the main tuner of the deck, and let me just focus on the camera for you guys right there. Because I know that sometimes when I do videos, it's out of focus and it sucks. And I tried throughout all my deck profiles to give you guys the best quality possible, so I don't want like any blurriness or anything like that in the videos. So there you go. So you don't play triple kagemusha 6 Samurai, your main tuner of the deck, and he has this really good secondary effect because basically, if you guys don't know his secondary effect, and a lot of 6 Samurai players forget this, is that kagemusha has the effect where if exactly one 6 Samurai monster is targeted by your opponent's card effect, whether it will be monster, by spell trap effect, you can activate his effect to change the target to this card instead. So what would happen is that, let's say that, especially the problem that 6 Samurai has is that your opponent always tries to bait out your Shien's negation, and Shien's negation is one of the most important things in this deck, of course. So while you have a kagemusha and legendary 6 Samurai Shien out on the board, let's say you attack and your opponent tries to fog blade your Shien, so that way you can bait out your Shien. What you can do is that you can activate kagemusha's effect to switch the target to this card instead, so that way that you don't have to waste your Shien's negation. So by the way, guys, for those of you who did not know that, make sure you guys read kagemusha's effect properly because this card is absolutely really good against cards that targets your 6 Samurai monsters, which is really nice. So so triple kagemusha of the 6, really amazing, and he's also your ascetism target for your Elder as well, which is super nice. And next off, for our 1-ups, we want to play, of course, 1 Elder to 6 Samurai. This card is really good at 1. For the sole purpose that it helps you go into the Naturia Beast. In this deck, I'm actually playing triple double-edged sword technique, so, once your Elder goes off, you don't really need a second one in the deck. I felt like the second one is absolutely dead in the deck, and you can always search out this card through Shien, Smoke Signal, and things like that. And the really special summoning aspect of Elder is really good, especially going second, to build up your united counters and things like that. And I'm really sad that Gateway did not come back, so hopefully Gateway can come back really soon, because I actually want to incorporate Gateway into my 6 Samurai deck again. And I know that all you 6 Samurai fans are devastated that Gateway has not yet been released off the ban list. So free our house Gateway, guys. Free our house Gateway. So 1 Elder of the 6 Samurais. Elder is really good because asceticism can bring out kagemusha, and vice versa. Kagemusha can bring out Elder through asceticism, which is super nice. Next round play, of course, double kageki of 6 Samurai. Kageki is really good because for the sole purpose that helps you go first turn Shien, and it's searchable off through Shien Smoke Signal, which is really amazing. To our level 4s, we're going to play triple kizan, your spammer of the deck, really good. And he's an ascetism target for Sanji as well. So one Sanji is really amazing for the sole purpose that it's like your monarch killer. I call this card like the catastrophe deck. Basically, if you attack, what is it called? Attack and, after damage calculation, destroy that monster. So it's basically like a Sanji while you control another 6 samurai monster on the board. Well, it's basically like a catastrophe while you control another 6 samurai monster on the board, which is really nice. But sometimes I actually hate drawing this card. The only way that I actually want to search through this card is through asceticism to push for more damage. But other than that, this card is mediocre as best, and he's really good against monarchs, which I really like, because domain can lock you out for playing the game. So Sanji just helps you clear that situation. So one Sanji is really good. Next we're gonna play, of course, the MVP of the deck. You're gonna play one legendary 6 samurai enishi. This card is really good for the sole purpose that it's the compulsory evacuation device in this deck, which is really nice, and it's during either player's turn. And I always tell you guys that this is probably the best MVP 6 samurai monster in the deck, aside from Shien, of course. So Kageki is really good because Kageki becomes 1700, and you can asceticism Kageki into enishi, which is super nice, and then just to push for more damage from there, which is really good. And the first turn, if you guys open up Kageki and kagemusha and an asceticism, what I would recommend you guys to do is normal summon Kageki, special kagemusha, activate asceticism, target the Kageki, and bring out enishi. And then you can have first turn enishi and Shien on the board, which is super nice. So that's pretty much it for enishi. Next we're going to play, of course, one grandmaster to 6 samurai. This card, in my personal opinion, is mediocre at best, but the free special summoning aspect of the deck is really amazing. And the really good thing about grandmaster is that once he's destroyed by your opponent's card effect by any way, so if your opponent solemn warnings, if your opponent bottomless trap hole, if your opponent basically kills it with a card effect, you basically get to add any 6 samurai monsters from your graveyard to your hand, which is really nice. So he's him himself is a recycler of the deck, which is super nice. But the really bad thing about grandmaster is that sometimes you need to control a 6 samurai monster to special summon him, and sometimes, let me tell you guys right now, sometimes you won't have a 6 samurai monster on board, which sucks, because most of the time you might go to trade beast barkion, and you might top like a grandmaster, and he's absolutely a dead draw from that point. So sometimes I have a love and hate relationship with grandmaster, but you know what, he's really important, since you can always asceticism your kizan when he's at 2100 to bring out grandmaster from the deck, which is really good. And by the way, guys, whoever has a first ed grandmaster, hit me up on my Facebook page, and we can definitely hook something up. So that's pretty much it for my samurai engine. And let me tell you guys right now, you guys can see I do not play Shogun Shien for the sole purpose that he just requires too much. Pendulums are actually basically, are dying down, and they're out of the picture, so you don't really need Shogun Shien to play in the deck. And Shogun Shien for the sole purpose that it's actually a dead drop, because like Grandmaster, you need one 6 samurai monster to be on board to at least special summon this card. So he's mediocre at best. But Shogun Shien, on the other hand, you need 2 6 samurai monsters to special summon, and at that time, you might not even have that on the board, especially if 6 samurais suck at top decking. So sometimes when I top that Grandmaster, I just scoop from there, and your opponent will just OTK you next turn anyways. And can you imagine if you have no 6 samurai monster and you top deck into a dead Shogun Shien, you're pretty much like, okay, what do I do with this card in my hand? And you just literally have to wait 2 more turns just to, luckily see 2 6 samurai monsters to at least summon this card. And if you don't see, let's say that you see, you draw into, what is it called, enishi and kagemusha, and you have a, Shogun Shien in your hand, you can't even special summon Enishi and Kagemusha first turn to special summon the Shogun Shien. So can you imagine that? So the only way that you can unclog yourself from that situation is either you draw asceticism and Kagemusha, or you either draw a Kageki and any other 6 samurai monster to special summon out the Shogun Shien. But that's just my personal opinion. That's why I don't play this card. I explained to you guys so many times why this card breaks you so much, and I played this deck on live stream a lot, and a lot of people play Shogun Shien, and once we're in a top deck situation, they top deck a Shogun Shien, and they're like, Sam, wow, I top deck a Shogun. I'm like, see, that's why I don't play Shogun Shien. Even though that this card, don't get me wrong, this card is good once you draw it, but if I actually want to play this card, I'm actually forcing myself to play more than one copy of this card, which I do not want to do, because he can easily, break yourself really hard. So that's why I don't play Shogun Shien. Hopefully you guys can understand. But yeah, that's why I don't play him. Next, we're going to play to round off our monster lineup. You do play double maxx. Maxx is really important because it basically stops your opponent from going off. This deck really loses to really big boards. So once you prevent your opponent from doing that and getting tons of hand advantage, you basically win the game. So maxx is really amazing for that purpose. Stops your opponent from going off, and stops the PK5 from going off. If you know what, you give 6 samurai tons of hand advantage, you basically have infinite advantage in your hand, and you can basically blow out your opponent during the next turn, which is super nice. And the more advantage that you have in your hand, the more better
the more likely you're able to OTK your opponent. So double maxi is really amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much it for our monster lineup. Let's go up to our spells. And by the way, guys, you guys don't have to play maxis in the deck, but I definitely want to play maxi because it is a meta call. If you guys want to, I am playing a 41 card deck, so you guys take out one maxi. So you guys take out two maxis and play the Shogun Shien if you guys are that stubborn and really want to play the Shogun Shien. But that's my personal opinion. And if you guys want to do that, cut out the two maxis and add in the Shogun Shien. But yeah, next we're going to play triple ascetism with the 6 Samurai. This card is really good because it tutors out your first turn Naturia Beast, first turn Shien, which is really good. So ascetism and Elder is really nice. So ascetism with basically any monster except for enishi and grandmaster is really good. So triple asceticism, you want to see this card in your hand as much as possible. That's the reason why I played it at 3. And also you can always asceticism on the Elder to bring out kagemusha from the deck to push for more synchro plays, which is really nice. So of course triple asceticism, triple smoke signal, basically your searcher of the deck, triple 6 Samurai United, pot of beauty of the deck, which is super nice. One raigeki, one soul charge. Soul charge is actually a blowout card, and the raigeki is a really good card since, you know what, the 6 Samurais have a hard time clearing huge boards, so raigeki just basically clears that problem. One soul charge is really good because if you open up, kageki and, let's say if you open up kagemusha and ascetism and a soul charge, you basically have first turn double Shien or first turn one nat beast and one Shien, which is super nice. So soul charge basically wins you games, really nice, and one reinforcer of the army because it searches out all your monsters in the deck. So that's pretty much it for our spells. Spells is really standard. Next you want to play, this is for my craziness, I do play triple double-edged sword technique. This card is absolutely amazing. For the soul purpose that it helps you basically push for OTK boards, especially if you open up kageki, kagemusha, and you open up like a double-edge or double-edge, you can basically go into double Shien and like an armades or things like that, which is really nice. So double-edged sword basically applies more pressure on the board, so that way that you can potentially OTK your opponent faster. So double-edged sword is really amazing. And especially double-edged sword, you can revive back your Shien and your kagemusha to make like clear wing synchro or blackrose for nuking purposes and things like that. So, which is really nice. So double-edged sword at 3 is definitely a must-off in this deck, and I recommend playing this card at 3. So yeah. Next on my spiciest tech, oh my god, one backs to the wall. This card is one of my MVP cards of all time. And guys, I actually played this card, 4 or 5 formats ago, and this card worked wonders. And I got amazing response throughout that deck profile. And people were like, Sam, you play backs to the wall. The card is amazing. I'm not the only one that noticed that this card was so good. I can't believe you play it, Sam. And yes, I do play backs to the wall. This card is like your winning condition of the deck, especially during late game. If you have like, let's say you have 500 life points left. You pay 400 to special summon like 5 monsters from your graveyard and basically just OTK your opponent from there, which is really good. So what you can do is that you can revive back your Shien, revive back your kageki, kagemusha, make another Shien, and using the 2 monsters that you have extra, let's say you revive back a 2 kizan or like a zanji or things like that. You can literally overlay into, a Utopia Lightning and just push for game from there. So Backs to the Wall is one of the clutchest card in this deck, and I love this card. And, shout outs to Bo Tang from, 4 or 5 formats ago to convince me to play this card. Backs to the Wall is absolutely amazing. Try it out, guys, before you guys talk crap about this deck. Just definitely try it out for yourself. If you draw this card, you literally just win the duel. Backs to the Wall is just phenomenal. Let's go off to our one-offs. You want to play one Solemn Warning and double Solemn Strike. This card is really good. 6 Samurais really struggle with, negating monsters, especially against the Cosmo matchup, against, decks that, bring out bigger monsters. So Solemn Strike and Solemn Warning basically takes care of that. And I said before, this card is basically like your second feindish in the deck because 6 Samurais lose to a lot of monster effects. So the really sole purpose that Solemn Strike can negate monster effects, which is super crucial in the deck. So Solemn Strike is amazing. And next off to more monster negation, you want to play double feindish. You guys all know how much I love feindish. It basically stalls your opponent. Your opponent monsters cannot activate their effects, and also they cannot attack, which is really nice. So double feindish. Next, we're going to play, of course, my other spiciest tech, Double Save Zone. This card is amazing for the sole purpose that it protects your monster from being destroyed by battle. And of course, it's for the sole purpose that it helps you stall until you draw into all your combo pieces. And if you guys don't know what Save Zone effect is, that basically your opponent cannot, the monster you equip with this card cannot attack your opponent directly, but it cannot be destroyed by battle, by card effect, or it cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effect, which is super amazing. And Save Zone, especially with your Shien, is really great because Shien is really weak. So you can protect your Shien that way that you don't always have to, waste your negation on something useless and things like that. So Save Zone is really amazing for that. And can you imagine save zoning Naturia Beast, especially against the monarchs is really, really nice. So basically, save zoning anything in the deck is really, really good. Sometimes if you were to break with this deck, what you can do is that you can summon the one monster, activate save zone that monster next turn, turn it to defense position, and then wait until you draw all your combo pieces. And in this deck you have tons of back row to protect you from losing. So this deck is just absolutely amazing for that. So save zone basically used as a stall tactic of the deck, and usually as a monster protection of the deck. So that way that you don't always have to waste your Shien's negation on something useless. And the really good thing about save zone is that if you guys don't know, when this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. So what you can do is that, since Twin Twister is actually a card, what you can do is that let's say your they activate Twin Twister, they target your save zone. What you can do is that you can change save zone on one of your opponent's monster. Save zone will die, and that monster will die. So it's basically like can always be used as a monster destruction effect as well. So save zone is really amazing for that. I love playing the save zone. I always talked about during all my deck profiles that I actually want to either bump save zone to 2 or to 3 when I actually play that at 1. But save zone at 2 is definitely working out super, super well for me. And so definitely I would recommend playing 2 save zones in the deck. Next, of course, you want to play double Storm Mirror Force. This card is really amazing for the Silver Birds that it doesn't target, and the Cosmo is one of your weakest matchup, and especially PK Fire as well. That Dante's can really hurt. So Storm Mirror Force bounces back to Beatrice, bounces back to Cosmo, Dark Destroyer, and things like that for next turn to be able to provide with an OTK board is really, really amazing. So Storm Mirror Force is great for that. So board clearance is really amazing. Next, you're gonna play, of course, 1 Bottomless Trap Home, and last but not least, 1 Vanity Emptiness, because this card is a blowout card against most decks in today's meta, which is really nice. So that's pretty much it for my traps. And guys, if you guys notice that I do not play dojo or anything like that in the deck, because like my theory with Six Samurai is that I'd rather focus more of a control-based deck rather than just going OTK. My whole deck is based on summon 1 monster, summon Shien, summon Nat Beast, set 5 back row, and just literally beat your opponent down with just back rows and beat them with just your Shien, negating effects, and then then negating spawn trap cards, which is really, really good. So I try to focus on more of a control base rather than an OTK base, because Gateway is banned. I don't want to play Dojo because Dojo can be a dead draw in the deck. But anyways, that's why I decided to play more control version. That's why you guys see lots of traps in the deck, because I do not recommend playing an OTK version. Because if you play OTK with 6 Samurais, you have decks like PK Fire and Cosmo that can easily OTK you faster than 6 Sams. So 6 Sams isn't as fast as it used to be, because the meta has just evolved so much that you have other decks that basically can blow out 6 Samurais with just a single card. So that's why I tend to focus more of a control base rather than an OTK base build. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Let's go over to our side deck real quick. Side deck is always up to personal preference, but this is what I have so far for the side deck. I'll show you guys what I play. So of course you want to play, the Cyber Dragon engine, Cyber Dragon Chimera Tech, really self-explanatory. If you guys have systems down, play triple systems down instead of these cards right here. Because systems down is definitely way better, but I don't have systems down, so I have to cope with these bad boys. 1 Rafflesia, because I don't have space in the extra deck for Rafflesia, and double Time Space Trap Hole. This is for like the Cosmo matchup. You go first on Rafflesia, Time Space, Bottomless Trap Hole, which is really, really good. Next you want to play double Master Restricts. You sign your Floods for, what's the card called? For a thing. I totally forgot. For Monarchs. Master Restrict is really good. Double Imperial Wall as well for the Cosmo matchup. Really, really good. And last but not least, you want to play triple MST and 1 Twin Twister. The reason why you play MST over Twin Twister is because 6 Samurais, you do not want to discard your hand. Most of the time you need your hand as much as possible. You don't want to neg as much as possible in the deck. So I feel like MST, off the 1-for-1 for MST is really, really good. So 1-for-1ing the domain is really amazing. So since domain can literally lock you down from playing the game, so I definitely would recommend playing MST instead of Twin Twister in the deck. I do play 1 Twin Twister. I usually side these cards in against the Monarchs right here, so I can stop the domain. The only thing that you have to worry about is domain. Once that's out of the way, just make the tree beast, make Shien, and just negate all their spells and things like that, which is really, really good. So yeah, that's just my personal opinion. 1-for-1ing in this deck is really good, because most of the time you want to have your combo pieces in your hand, and you don't want to waste any cards discarding your combo pieces to your graveyard and things like that. So MSC is definitely better in this deck. And last but not least, you play the 3rd Maxx to basically stop OTKs and things like that. So that's pretty much it for a side deck. Side deck is really up to personal preference. Let's go over to your extra deck real quick. Extra deck, you play double Shien. Really good. I actually never find myself going to a 3rd Shien, so double Shien is definitely good for now. 1 Blackrose, 1 Trishula. Trishula you can easily make in this deck, especially double-edged sword and backs to the wall, which is really, really nice. You make, your kagemusha, your kageki, and your kizan, which is easily accessible, so you can make Trishula. It's really good against Cosmo matchup since it doesn't target. One Nat Beast, one Barkion. You guys all know what these cards do. They're broken. One Clear Wing Synchro. Just use as an extra option instead of going into blackrose for nuking purposes. One Clear Wing, one Goyo Guardian, and one Armades to round off our Synchro engine in the deck. So what you guys can do is you guys can maybe take out a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon or a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon for maybe a level 8 monster like the Starter Spark or Scrap Dragon, but that's up to you guys on what you guys want to play. But this is my suggestions on what you guys can do from that point on. Since I do not play any level 8s, and I actually even want to consider playing a level 8 in the deck by taking out maybe a Clear Wing Synchro Dragon or a Blackrose maybe to play level 8. But you know, level 7s are more prevalent in the deck because you can easily make it with Shien or you can easily make it with Grandmasters. And Goyo Guardian can still steal monsters, which is pretty hilarious. So Goyo is really amazing for that. Next we're going to play one number 39 Utopia. One number C39 Utopia Lightning. This card is really good. You know, you can easily OTK, and especially you can make this card off with ascetism and your level 4 monster. And this card is like a Cosmo killer of the deck, which is I really like. Next, you want to play, of course, one Heroic Champion Excalibur. This card is really good for the sole purpose that you can easily OTK your opponent, especially if you backs to the wall. You can easily make this card and Utopia the Lightning, which is really nice. So you know, sometimes I can find myself going to these cards in one turn, which is super nice. Card 4,000. This card becomes 5,000. And you know, you can literally wreck the Cosmo matchup. This card is really amazing. And you can combo off yourself with Heroic Champion Excalibur with Abyss Dweller to run over the Dark Destroyers and things like that. So Heroic Excalibur is really good. But it's an option that you guys can play in the deck. It's all up to personal preference. One Abyss Dweller, really good. One Giant Hand, and last but not least, one Castell. Giant Hand is really good for the sole purpose that it can negate Monsters effect, which is really nice. And he's basically the extra feindish of the deck. So, which is really good. Abyss Dweller, really great as well against Cosmo matchup. It's literally a blowout, especially commonly out with raigeki or Heroic Champion Excalibur, which is super nice as well. And one Castell, really great. You guys know what Castell does. Bounce back, problematic monster is just absolutely amazing. That's pretty much it for my deck profile, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed this deck profile, please show me your support by giving this video a huge thumbs up. That will be absolutely amazing, guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. I freaking love you guys. For those of you who actually stayed this long to watch my entire deck profile, I really appreciate you listening to all my card choices and things like that. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. More deck profiles are to come for this upcoming format. And here it is, my 6 samurai deck profile. Make sure you guys test it out. Let me know what you guys think. And by the way, guys, if you guys are interested in getting 6 samurai tokens, Team Samurai X1 tokens, what you guys can do is come watch my live stream, and every single live stream I'll be giving out away 1 6 samurai token to a lucky winner. So yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, again, give this video 100+ likes. Honestly, let's aim for 200+ likes for more 6 samurai deck profiles. I freaking love you guys, and this is Sam from Team Samurai Sam signing out. Peace.